Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvasesha Sanyavadi Paskachadya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Devi Dukakula, Dravida Prabhu, yes, I need you to help me with the translation of this verse. Okay. So just grab a seat. No, just grab a seat. Devi Dukakula Sagarore Duyamana Ati Durgatam Janam Tom Kripa Prabhala Nokayara Bhutam Prapaya Swa Parapanka Jalayam. Translation. Now let's give the mic to you. Who's speedy? Ananda, come here, you're speedy. Give him this.
Chant that verse every day before the deities. Devi, O goddess Srimati Radharani, Dukkha Kula Sagarodare, I am drowning in an ocean of misery. Sagarodare. Duyamana Mati Durgatam, this unfortunate person is praying to you. Devi Dukkha Saga Duyamana Durgatam. Tvam Kripa Pabalanaukayabatam, please place me on the powerful boat of your mercy and take me to the infallible shelter of your lotus feet.
So there, say the last part again.
Yeah, please place me on this powerful boat of your mercy and take me to the infallible refuge of your lotus feet.
No one can approach Krishna without the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And Radharani is by nature very merciful. Prabhupada says that Krishna can be a little heavy sometimes. He can be very heavy sometimes. So the devotees pray to Radharani that because Krishna, Prabhupada said this, because Krishna left the gopis, left Radharani, apparently for Leela, went to Dwarka and never came back. She knows, having experienced Krishna apparently, what is the last line from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shikshastikam? Even though you may make me broken-hearted, you treat me roughly, absent. So she knows that experience. So becoming Krishna conscious, Krishna has to hone us. He has to carve, like you carve from a big block of stone, you carve. So, and we have so many anarthas, unwanted things, they have to be pulled out. So Krishna has to, when we say, hey Govinda, I want to come to you, then Krishna says, okay, then here goes. But because even Jesus, not to diminish Jesus, but blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God. Now, what does that mean? If I'm not, what's the converse? If we graph it as an equation, one side, blessed are the pure of heart. Why? Because they shall see God. What's the result of being pure at heart? You'll see God. Now, if we make it into a converse, little algebra here, if you were not pure of heart, what does that mean? Other than Dravida. You won't see God. It's as simple as that. So when we pray to Krishna, please relieve me, free me, let me see you, let me get out of this world, Krishna says, okay, here we go. And he's got to start chiseling and molding our character. He's got to pull the weeds out from our heart. So that's what's going on. One of the things that's going on in the process of devotional service. So, but it's painful. Getting Krishna is not cheap. It can be painful. It can be a tapasya, you know. And that's a whole other theme. But the point is that the devotees pray to Srimati Radharani because she knows that side of Krishna, him leaving her, you know, whatever. So she's especially sympathetic to the devotees. That's Prabhupada's statement. So the devotees in Vrindavan, you'll find they always say, they greet you, they this and that, they call to each other, hey Radhe, because Radharani is more merciful than Krishna. So on this day of Radhastami, we can just meditate on that and say, please protect me, deliver me, introduce me to your Krishna. She owns Krishna. We're going to see here I think it's 25 qualities of Srimati Radharani. And the concluding quality is that she always keeps Krishna under her control. Even though Krishna is the supreme Ishwar, he's the cause of all causes, still she's under Krishna's under her control. So we can pray to her, especially today, that please be merciful and introduce us to your Krishna. Okay, here we go. We could turn this up a bit quickly. Thanks. You'll understand. This is baby Radharani on a lotus leaf, 1,000-petal lotus. We'll understand why in a moment. Next. Oh, why the delay? Okay, she appears, that's too much. Hare Krishna, that'll, you know, we're trying to find the sweet spot in between. Hare Krishna, yeah, that's good. She appears 8 days after the new moon under the auspicious star Rohini, and when the moon is in the constellation of Anuradha. She's 1 year plus younger than Krishna. Next. As Lord Krishna expands, so does Radharani. Lord Ram, Lord Nrsingadev, Vamandev, all there, and the example, I think I've got a picture here, but the example given in Brahma Samhita, from one candle, you can light so many other candles of the same candle power, still there's an original candle. So just as all the different forms of Vishnu, Narayan, they all emanate from Krishna, in the same way, we'll see next. Srimati Radharani expands into unlimited gopis in Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, next. She also expands as a Rukmini in Dwarka, which the devotees in New Dwarka get a little agitated about, but that's transcendental friction there. The devotees asked me one time, somebody asked me, why is, in LA, and they're beautiful, no doubt about it, Rukmini Dwarkadish in LA, they're so big, and your Radha Giridhari are smaller. I said, well, that's Dwarka. He's full grown. This is Govardhan. He's, he's a young boy. He's lifting Govardhan Hill. So there it is. Next. Srimati Radharani expands into unlimited goddess of fortune in Vaikuntha. And this is the Brahma Samhita example from one candle. So many other candles. And they're all of the same candle power on one hand. Next. So she also expands as Sita Devi, Lord Ram, Sita, Lakshmi, Narayan, so many. Next. Srimati Radharani also expands as Durga Devi. The Durga for the material world, Parvati, like that. That's actually an expansion of Srimati Radharani. If you go to Radharani, you've got the essence of all other devas. Next. So Radharani has two main potencies. This is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. She gives unlimited pleasure to Krishna. She's the perfect manifestation of his Hladini Shakti, of his pleasure potency. And she also, as we were explaining in the beginning, she maintains the devotees and the realm of bhakti. You've got to have it to give it. So if we're praying to her, but that's it. She's got the keys to the realm, to the world of bhakti, Srimati Radharani. Next. Now this is a little bit, lest we take these things cheaply or superficially or immediately jump to Rasa Leela or something that's way beyond our pay grade. And well, what is your special worship of Radharani? Although she's standing right there when we're dressing her every day. This is also Radharani in the Hare Krishna mantra, in our 16-word, 32-syllable Maha Mantra. Radharani is right at the heart of the thing. So this is a little philosophical understanding. The name Radha is derived from the words Anyaradita, meaning by her the Lord is worshipped. That means, here it says in the CC, her name is Radha, or the topmost worshipper. Next. Krishna takes on the mood, as we know, of Srimati Radharani and becomes Lord Chaitanya. Even, well, how to say it succinctly, because we want to cover a lot of ground. Krishna thinks, and rightly so, that Srimati Radharani is enjoying even more than Krishna. What is she experiencing? So he's wondering, this is the esoteric meaning for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pure devotional service conquers Krishna. He becomes, just like Mother Yasoda and binding Damodar, baby Damodar. What does that mean? So the point is that pure devotion and pure surrender conquers Krishna. They have that, can God make, a rock so heavy he can't lift it, So, people ask these, contradicting questions, confounding questions. So can Krishna, who can't be conquered, he said, Jita, can he be conquered? And actually he can be conquered. Although he's never conquered, he can be conquered. You sort it out. What comes first, the sun or the sunlight? Chew on that mentally for a while. So Radharani, Krishna wants to experience, although he's the source of all pleasure, Radharani is enjoying, the devotees are actually enjoying a reflection of that mood of Srimati Radharani, enjoying even more than Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yes, he came to deliver the Yuga Dharma, the holy name. That's a fact. But he also came for his own internal reason to taste what is Radharani experiencing. What is that happiness? So there it is. He comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Next. Radha and Krishna are one. And when Krishna desires to enjoy pleasure, he manifests himself as Radharani. Next. And I'll go back. I love this picture of Prabhupada. You see, he's chanting japa. Who can estimate the taste that's in the holy name? And if you look at Prabhupada, just relishing the holy name. So that's what's packed in there, you know. We're getting the watered down, filtered version because of all the anarthas in our heart. But as we become purified, this is the guaranteed destination. This pure, sweet, unparalleled taste of the holy name, which is the taste of pure devotional service, which is the mood of Srimati Radharani. That's all packed into the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Next. So Hare is the vocative. Yeah, it means to call out, to address someone. It's a form of that verb. So a form of Hara, calling out for Srimati Radharani. I was just thinking about it. Now this is my own thought, so you can take it for what it's worth. But if you think about it, how many times there's Krishna in the Mahamantra, how many times are Ram in the Mahamantra, but Hare is even more times in the Mahamantra. So we're getting it all. It's not that that's one of the reasons it's called the Mahamantra. Next. The word Hara is a form of addressing the energy of the Lord. Both Krishna and Rama are forms of addressing directly the Lord, and they mean the highest pleasure, eternal. There, next. Hara is the supreme pleasure potency of the Lord. This potency, when addressed as Hare, helps us in reaching the Supreme Lord via the mercy of Srimati Radharani. Next. We're going to move on to pastimes, don't worry, but I wanted to establish a foundation. Simply addressing the energy of the Supreme Lord as Hara, and the Lord himself as Krishna, very soon situates the Lord within the heart of the devotees. Next. So now we're going to move into, but I just wanted to establish the exalted, unparalleled, potent status of Srimati Radharani. Okay, Barsana, this is Srimati Radharani's place. Hold on, I've got my laser pointer. I thought I did. Well, what the? How could it not be here? See, look and see if it's in there and I'm missing it somehow or other. That is unfortunate. No? All right, so be it. Because we're going to need it again. Anyway, that's on the top of the hill. Next. That's Radharani's birth. This is a close-up. This is just like Krishna's got his place where he appeared and had his, home. So this is the Barsana. Radharani appears in different... Okay, so that's Barsana. That's Krishna's, Radharani's place. And she appears in different ways at different times. They play. There's different Prabhupada. Here we go. Krishna's mercy. Now let's make sure I don't blind anybody. Okay. Yeah, not every time. Krishna sports, Krishna plays, Krishna has his, what is the word? Innovative nature. So every time he comes, he doesn't always perform the exact same Leela. He doesn't, when he appears as Nrsingadev at different times. Prabhupada called it a transcendental roadshow. So Krishna plays, and sometimes he does the pastime this way. He has creative potency. Sometimes he does it a little differently. So Radharani appears in different ways, at different times, different ways. And it gives taste, flavor. Next. So 4 ways Srimati Radharani appeared. This is the one. First one. Her father, King Brishabhanu, was childless. He performed austerities. Mother Katyayani appeared. These austerities won't work. You've got to get initiated. You've got to take Harinam Diksha, which is a lesson to all of us. You can lick the outside of the bottle of honey, but you won't taste it till you open it up. You've got, Krishna says, Tadvidi Panipatena. You've got to get initiated. You've got to get in, plugged into the Sampradaya. That's the process. So she's telling him, you've got to do that. So Kratu Muni initiated the king. Katyayani appeared to the king, gave him an egg-shaped golden box, and inside was baby Radharani. So that's one way she appears. Next. Now we're talking about an egg shake. Gives you it's a Fabergé egg actually, but it gives you an idea. This is a mundane example of a beautiful egg. Imagine the womb is like an egg. So, but this way, Krishna doubles down, triple down, geometrically, exponentially doubles down. Womb is like an egg, inside is a little chicken. So when Radharani appears, it's a dazzling egg like that. So you can get an idea. King Vrishabhanu, this is another way she appeared. King Vrishabhanu, who was childless and in anxiety, was plowing a field to perform a jaga to get a child. While plowing the field, he found a golden box shaped like an egg, and inside was baby Radharani. This is another way Radharani appears. Next. So while King Vrishabhanu, also childless, bathing to perform a jaga to get a child, while he was bathing 1,000-petal lotus floated up, bumped him, and inside was baby Radharani. So she plays. These are the different ways she appears. Next. And by the way, these lotuses actually grow in Manipur. So you can imagine what one from the spiritual world, from Goloka, when it comes down to Gokula, it just gives you a flavor of the thing. Next. This is the 4th way. Binda mountain was envious of the Himalayas because Shiva was married to Parvati, the daughter of the Himalayas. She asked Brahma, I want a son-in-law greater than Lord Shiva, to be on par. We'll tell some other time, there was a little competition and envy between the Ganga and the Jamuna. So we'll tell that story some other. So it's like that sometimes. So she said, I want a son-in-law greater than Lord Shiva. Anyway, next. So Brahma thought only Krishna is more powerful than Shiva, thus I need Radharani to appear. He prayed, and Radharani kindly appeared as the daughter of the Pinda mountain. Next. Kamsa and his agents tried to kill all the boys. and he sent Putana to gather all the girls. Next. Putana stole Radharani from Binda mountain, and baby Radharani was so heavy that Putana dropped her in Vrindavan. So Purnamasi found baby Radharani, and gave the sweet baby girl to King Rishabhanu. This is Purnamasi, a deity of Purnamasi, who is the Krishna's mystic Shakti for arranging his pastimes. Next. So, those are the 4 different ways, and I'm sure there's more, that Radharani appears. When Radharani appeared, they thought she was blind because she would not open her eyes. They brought Krishna to her bedside, and she opened her eyes for the first time to see Krishna. Next. How to attract her mercy? Is it by moving to Braj and becoming a Babaji? Giriraj Maharaj, when he was the president of the Mumbai temple, you know, one of our sannyasis, there were so many sannyasis, and many did a wonderful job, and some got squirrely. It's just the law of averages. So this sannyasi went to Radhakund and, you know, hooked up with the Babajis there, and I can tell you your Siddhadeha. I can tell you what your spiritual ras is. You know, I can give you more than Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, deserve than desire. And if you eat food that's what happens if you eat nice food, but it's very rich, and you eat too much? What happens? You can die. I was thinking to get sick, but I guess you could take sick to its extreme and bye-bye. So it's good food, it's nutritious, but you're not ready, you can't digest it. So it's, you know, I hear Krishna's flute, or move on, you know, you're not ready for that stuff. So anyway, he went to Vrindavan, and Radhakund met the Babajis there. They said, and here's your Siddhadeha. And they told him here's what happened. This sannyasi, after this encounter, went to Mumbai, went to Bombay, Juhu temple. And Prabhupada told Giriraj Maharaj, you know, you're the president, you got to keep the temple tight, you've got to make sure the devotees are engaged, no monkey business going on. You know, and that's part of the temple president's job. So this sannyasi hadn't appeared for a few days for the morning program. So humble, sweet, gentle Giriraj Maharaj, he's his duty. What's he getting? So he knocks on the door, no answer. He hears some rustling inside. They get the key, they open the thing, and this sannyasi is in his kopans, posed like a peacock. Meow, meow, you know, making the peacock sound. Giriraj Maharaj said, hey, put on a dhoti and get to work, go out preaching. You know, what is this nonsense? So is it by moving to Vrindavan, becoming a Babaji? Some of them dress in a sari and they're Radharant. Prabhupada on the highest ras. Prabhupada's father used to invite sadhus to eat, to take their meals. Actually, Prabhupada said his father didn't like to take his meals without at least one guest. This is Vaishnav, this is Vedic. You know, we're charitable, we like, you know. So, and people ask, you know, can you give me a benediction? They always ask me, you know, sannyasi, they ask Balaram, you know, mature brahmachari, oh, give me blessings, give me blessings. Like you're wearing some kind of walking ATM machine. Give me blessings, you know. And that, fix my knee, get my son into Harvard, you know, whatever it is. That's what they're asking. So, is it by moving to Braj, becoming a Babaji, and, you know, getting, I think you're a peacock, or... How do you attract her mercy? We want her mercy. We understand, connect the dots. We understand that we need mercy. We understand that she's the fountainhead of mercy and that she gives it. So what's the next logical question if you connect those dots? Anyone know? It's right there in front of your face. How? Okay, I need it. I want it. She's giving it. How do I get it? Isn't that a valid question? Yes. Next. So the secret is to understand her mood. Radharani, we can serve her by making arrangements to bring the conditioned souls to Krishna. What does that mean? We see here, see how they're all posed? The gopis were in Goloka Vrindavan for serving Krishna. You see that Krishna, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're all the devotees are posed in the same way. I love this picture. That so, as Radharani is bringing all the other gopis to serve Krishna. She's actually in charge of the realm of devotional service. She's engaging everyone in the service of Krishna. That's her favorite, that's her mood. So similarly, if we want to get Radharani's mercy and understand her mood as she's bringing people to Krishna, we bring people by assisting in the Sankirtan movement, going out and giving books, going out on Harinam, dressing the deities beautifully. We had a guy who was from the tax office. It's a long story. We had mistakenly, a devotee gave us a non-profit. He was buying our flowers under his business wholesale license. It was legal. It was the way you do it. And we weren't paying taxes. Later on, he moved away, he closed down his business, the tax license was void. We didn't know it. The flower market that we purchased from just kept it on, because that's what we told them. We give them, they kept using the number. Somehow or other, the California Tax Bureau, Franchise Tax Board, picked up on it. And a guy showed up, just like the movies. I try to get people to laugh, to smile. They open up, they relax. This guy was like an ice cube. He showed up with a briefcase, pulled out the papers, and said that we owed something like $23,000 in past due taxes. It had been, 30 years since we'd used that tax number. So, we don't have that kind of money. And we're sure not going to give it to the California Franchise Tax Board. So what to do? And he said, and look, what do you do with all those flowers anyway? I said, let me show you. It's a 100% true story. You can ask Dhruva, you can ask Pradumna. I brought the guy down here who was cold as ice. He wouldn't take his shoes off, but he looked through the windows, and it was noon arti, and he saw the beautiful Radha Giridhar, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Gaur-Nitai, with all the garlands. He was silent. He said, let's go back to your office. Back to my office, we sat down. He said, do you have a stapler? I said, sure. I gave him my stapler. He took the file that he'd, thrown on my desk in, accusatory mode. He took this, this time, after seeing all the, what do you do with all those flowers, the floral thing in it? Do you have a stapler? I gave it to him. He stapled it shut. He threw it in his briefcase and said, you'll never hear from us again, and left. So I don't know exactly how he got off on that one. But by dressing the deities beautifully, it has amazing potency. So cooking nice prasadam. So how can we serve Krishna? How do we get Radharani's mercy? By attracting the jivas, the living entities, to Krishna's lotus feet. That gets us Radharani's mercy. It's not thinking you're a peacock or, sitting in a bush in Vrindavan. Next. She's the protector and maintainer of devotees. Thus, she blesses us with her mercy when we serve the devotees. So when we want to get Radharani's mercy for all the reasons we've described, if you introduce the conditioned souls to Krishna's lotus feet, ching ching, you go on Radharani's radar and you get mercy. And if you serve the Vaishnavas, that's her special favor, is protecting the devotees. She's the queen of Vrindavan. She holds the key to the realm of Bhakti. And if we please and serve the devotees, don't try to approach Krishna directly. Don't try to approach Radharani directly. But if we engage in the service of the Vaishnavas, we will attract ching ching. We go up on Radharani's radar. Next. Glory to the merciful Radha and Madan Mohan. I am lame, ill-advised, and yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. This is by Krishnadas Kaviraj. So this is the mood, how we should feel it on Radhastami in praying to Radharani. Next. In a temple, there's a few more verses, will be done. In the temple of jewels in Vrindavan, underneath a desire tree, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, served by their most confident associates, sit upon an effulgent throne. I offer my humble obeisances unto them. Next. Srila Gopinath, these are the different Abhideya Sambandha Prayojana. Under Gopinath, who originated in the transcendental mellow of the rasa dance, stands on the shores of what? What happened to the Sanskrit? Yeah, Vangsivat. And attracts the attention of the cowherd damsels with the sound of his celebrated flute. May they all confer upon us their benediction. Next. And that's the end of the thing. So that's where we're going. That's what's lying in store for us. If we just chant the holy name purely and get the mercy of Radharani. Now we have another one. What time is it? Oh, good. Krishna's mercy. Now we're going to... Come on. It's got to be in proximity, yeah. If we want to get to Krishna, we have to be in proximity of Srimati Radharani, or the signal doesn't transfer. Come on, tapas, through your mystic power. What is the anticipation gives rise to greater satisfaction? When you have to be in anxiety about something and have to offer some prayers, then the result becomes sweeter. What the? Okay, so next. It's a great picture, an old Brijbasi pose. So Srimati Radharani has 25 qualities. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj, and so many other shastra. Next. She's sweet, very sweet. She's always freshly youthful. Her eyes are restless. She smiles brightly. She has beautiful, auspicious lines. That means the way her body is assembled, the lines on her hands, the marks of her body. Everything is just exquisite. She makes Krishna happy with her bodily aroma. She's expert in singing. Gandharvika means the heavenly singer. That's Radharani. Next. What's up? Her speech is charming. She's very expert in joking and speaking pleasantly. She's very humble and meek. She's always full of mercy. That's our hope. She is cunning, and she is expert in executing her duties. Next. She's shy. She's respectful. She's always calm. She's always grave. She's expert in enjoying life. She is situated in the topmost level of ecstatic love. Next. She is the reservoir of loving affairs in Gokula. She's the most famous of submissive devotees. She's very affectionate to elderly people and superiors. She's very submissive to the love of her friends. She's the chief gopi. Next. She's always keeps Krishna under her control. Prabhupada used to list them in this way because even though Krishna has 64 transcendental qualities, Prabhupada says this in the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, and numerically Radharani has 25, she always keeps Krishna under her control. In short, she possesses unlimited transcendental qualities just as Krishna does. Next. I don't know why it's doing this. Next. I don't know what's going on. Her bodily complexion defeats the beauty of gold. Can anyone other than Dravida say a verse about this? Famous verse? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gaur Hari. He's Gauranga. He's golden color. So where does he get that golden color? Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishvare. Okay, next. Yeah, fast forward through all this stuff. I don't know why it's doing this. When one sees the face of Srimati Radharani, they immediately, these are verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from the Govinda Lilamrita, from the Gopal Champu, different Goswami literatures, etc. So, yeah, what's the moon? The moon shrivels up when it sees the face of Radharani. Beautiful moonlight. Next. Radharani's eyes defeat the attractive features of the eyes of the Chakora Lord. Next. Although Srimati Radharani developed a loving affection for Krishna, she hid the attitude in the core of her heart so that others could not detect her actual condition. It's a secret thing. Bhakti is not cheap. You get these people who roll on the floor and ice. It's nah. If you have a very valuable thing, you keep it secret. So pure devotional service, what to speak of, Madhurya Ras, in the mood of Radharani, it is kept secret. It's not a cheap thing. Next. So this is a map of Vrindavan, because we're going to go to some Vrindavan pastimes now. Next. Vrindavan is not limited by time and space. It's not a physical, what does Srila Bhaktisiddhanta used to say? You cannot go to Vrindavan by purchasing a ticket on the Taj Express. Taj Express is a train that runs from Delhi to Agra. It's Taj Express. And that's not how you enter Vrindavan. It's not a mundane thing. And it expands. It's explained that it can open, like a lotus shuts at night and opens in the full sun. So Vrindavan can close and open. When Krishna wants to sport and take a long time to get to Govardhan Hill, it opens. So it's a long distance. And when he wants to get back quickly, Mother Yasoda is calling him. Nanda Maharaj won't take his dinner till you get back. So you've got to, then it closes, so it's just a short distance. So next. Nandagram, this is Nanda Maharaj's palace, where Krishna grew up. Next. And then again, this is Barsana, where Radharani grew up. Next. That's another close-up. Next. Govardhan Hill, it's described that just to manifest his love. Govardhan Hill, this is another esoteric feature of Govardhan Hill. Govardhan Hill is the expression of Krishna's deep love for Srimati Radharani. Govardhan Hill emanates, it has so many other ways it appears, but it also appears from Krishna's heart to provide a special pastime place for him and Srimati Radharani. So next. I don't know why it's doing this monkey business. Rupa Goswami wanted to cook lunch on his brother's birthday. His brother Sanatan Goswami's his older birthday. But you know, they're living under a different tree every day. Where they're going to get, they were expert at everything. The 6 Goswamis, you know, it's one of their qualities. They're expert at everything. So, but no ingredients, no cooking, you know, no pots. Well, how does he cook lunch for his brother, his older brother? So a beautiful village girl shows up with all the ingredients, all the cooking pots, everything he needs, all the spices. Rupa Goswami cooks a fantastic lunch. He brings it to his older brother. How did Sanatan Goswami respond? Where did you get all this? Thank you very much, but where did you get all this stuff? He said, oh, this most sweet little village girl brought me all. And Sanatan Goswami became angry. He said, you have taken direct service from Srimati Radharani. We're chanting Hare Krishna, we're chanting, you know, we're asking, let me serve you, and you're taking service? So this is a mood of the Goswamis, and this is the mood of Srimati Radharani, how she deals with her advanced devotees. And that's what I wanted to say. So Prabhupada's father, whenever he would invite a guest, and, you know, they give some benediction. Oh, Swamiji, give me some, you know, and I cure my knee, my tennis elbow, get my kid into Harvard, you know, whatever it is. Prabhupada, anyone know, and if you know Dravida, which you probably do, this is your chance. What did Prabhupada always ask for? One benediction, same benediction for his son. Exactly. He asked for his little, that please you bless my son, that it will be a surrendered devotee of Srimati Radharani. So people say, some people trying to, it's actually deeply offensive, trying to minimize Srila Prabhupada. Oh, well, he was just a cowherd boy. That's why he installed the Krishna Balaram deities. I mean, imagine, there's so many offenses packed into that. You know, only, you know, if you're a blade of grass and, you know, that's in Vrindavan. What do you mean only? We may pray for such a position. So rating the rasas and, oh, he's only, and they don't have any idea. Prabhupada installed Krishna Balaram. He said why. He said there's so many Radha. First off, they're in Radha Raman, pleasing sands. Well, I heard Prabhupada personally, Raman Reti. Well, I heard Prabhupada personally. I heard him say that Krishna and the cowherd boys come through Raman Reti every day at 3 p.m. He gave the time. So every hour, we can't see it, but it's multidimensional, expanding, so many. So who knows? But Prabhupada said because that's Raman Reti, therefore he installed Krishna Balaram, understanding the mood of the place. And the other thing is Prabhupada was transcendentally cunning, just like Radharani. Prabhupada said there's so many Radha Krishna temples. So what's another Radha Krishna temple in Vrindavan? But Krishna Balaram. So if we install Krishna Balaram, all the people will come to see something new. And it worked. You know, it's a genius. So I forget where I was going on that one. But next. Of many objects of favored delight, and of all the lovable, it's in the back of my head though. Oh, so that's what I was going to say. Sorry about that. The confirming of Srila Prabhupada, it's none of our business. It's not our job to speculate. But we can understand this much. We're not speculating on Prabhupada's Ras. It's beyond our pay grade. But certainly the benediction that may you become a great devotee of Srimati Radharani that Prabhupada's father asked for, that happened. There's no question of what Prabhupada's love and surrender to Srimati Radharani. Sorry, it took me a while to remember. Of many objects of favorite delight and of all the lovable damsels in Braj Bhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine kund, described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Next. It's talking about Radhakund. Undoubtedly, Radhakund is very rarely attained, even by great devotees, and therefore it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathes once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. When we all went to Vrindavan, that first big pilgrimage, when all the devotees went from all over the world, we're young men, ignorant of, monkeys from the West. We were diving into Radhakund, bathing, swimming, swan dives off the different ghats. Prabhupada heard about it. He was furious. Well, I don't know if he was furious, but he said, you can't touch your feet, into Radhakund or Shamakund. You should go down, offer your respects, offer prayers, take a few drops and put it on your head. So this is talking, even a drop from Radhakund can invoke pure bhakti. Next. So this is Radhakund is considered liquid prem. It's the mercy of Radharani. Next. So this is from the Gopal Champu, I believe. It's either from that or for the Venu Gita by Shivaram Maharaj, which is a lot of that is from the Gopal Champu by the Goswamis. So it's from the Goswami literature. It's a pastime. Sanatana Goswami is sitting in Radhakund. You can go to his kund, his bhajan kutir. His bhajan kutir is, just a few steps, maybe from here to the front of the altar, is from Radhakund. And he's there peacefully meditating. And people are, the local villagers going down to the kund, getting water, bathing, doing so many things. On the other, that was it. So Rupa Goswami had written that Radharani's braid is like a black snake. You see her braid here, it's like a nice black snake. So they would share literature, and the different Goswamis, they'd edit, they'd, hone and refine and purify, not purify, but, whatever, hone, I think is the right word, and each other's literature, bringing it to an even higher level. So Rupa Goswami, when he saw this verse, Sanatana Goswami saw this verse by Rupa Goswami about the black snake going up Radharani's back. He didn't like that. He thought, she's a sweet, Srimati Radharani, she's got a snake. This is not good. So Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, at the advice of Sanatana Goswami, took it out. Now, Sanatana Goswami has a bhajan kutir. It's just a couple steps from Radhakund. And he was sitting there in his deep meditation one day, and so many, the villagers are coming, getting water, bathing, this and that. Across the bank, he saw some beautiful, sweet group of young girls. And at the center was just a stunning young girl. And they came down, they're laughing, they're joking, they take a dip, they come out. And he sees climbing up the back of this young, sweet, obviously the center of all the other girls. And he yells, "Snake, snake, snake!" She looks at him, laughs, poof, they disappear. Sanatana Goswami could understand. She likes the analogy. He went back to Rupa Goswami, says, put it back in. She likes it. So it's a little mood of Radharani and Vrindavan. Next. Here it is. I should move the location of this. So these next few stories, they come from Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, the pastimes from the Venu Gita, and the Gopal Champu. So that's the source of these. Next. So Krishna, the gopis they're carrying their yogurt, their ghee, they would take them to Mathura and sell them for their family or to the local marketplace. And make a profit. That's Vaishya, they're cowherd families, and there it is. And Krishna would ambush them. He'd block them. There's so many, like Govardhana Hill, but there's also so many things. So he would block, and he would ask, that you give it to me. They wouldn't do it. He'd break their yogurt pot. It was a whole tussle. It was very blissful. So, but the gopis would also ambush the cowherd boys. They'd find them in a narrow pass, and they'd block the ends and throw rocks at them. So many, you could just imagine. It's a flavor of the place. So Prabhupada said that, and it says that they both, the gopis and the cowherd boys, have their own air forces. Anyone know what those air forces are? They had their own parrots, like drones. So Radharani and the gopis have their parrots that fly, keep track. Oh, they're coming this way, block that path, you can ambush them. And then Krishna has his air force, flying and reporting back. Oh, the cowherd boys are here, and the gopis are here. So there's, aerial drone surveillance was going on. The pure form of it is there in Krishna Lila. And even when I first went to Vrindavan, now you see the green parrots, which is nice. There used to be yellow parrots, there used to be red parrots, and there used to be blue parrots. You sometimes, when you go out, like Brindakund, sometimes you'll see them. Next. So, I'm just looking at the time. The gopis are on their way to, this just gives you the mood. Now we've explained the tattva and the benefits. Now just for fun, here's some Leela. The gopis taking their goods, their dairy products to Mathura or the local village for selling. They happened to go to they needed to cross Manasagangi, which is actually a nice size lake. So they're going to cross that. But there's no boatmen, somehow or other. There's only kind of a tattered clothes and a rickety boat, and he's asleep in the boat. So they wake him up, and he's not very cooperative. And he says, you know, he's the only boatman. What are they going to do? So he says, you know, I'm tired, I'm resting. They haggle over the price, the whole thing. He says, what I really need is some energy. So, you know, and he grabs some of their sweets and starts, there goes their profit, you know, this, what is it with this boatman, you know? Well, they get in the boat, and all of a sudden a storm comes up. And these are again all from the Gopal Champu and the writings of the six Goswamis. So what to do? It's rocking and turning, and you know. So he says, "Oh, you better we've got to you jettison. You got to throw off all those clay pots with all your yogurt and sweets and shrikand and sheer. You throw them off." Well, they don't want to. There goes their profit, all their labor. What will their parents say? But, you know, the boat's going to sink. They throw everything off. Still, the boat's rocking. They're all trying to bail. What to do? So we got to get rid of, we got to lighten the boat. This boatman tells them, you got to throw off all your jewelry. What? They're going to drown. They throw off all their jewelry. Still, the boat is sinking. He says, you've got to throw off your clothing. Hey, wait a minute, So this is a flavor of what's going on in that boat. Finally, the boat is rocking so much, this is Krishna's plan, that Radharani grabs onto him, to secure her. And when she grabs onto him, she says, wait a minute. She feels his flute that had been tucked into... It's Krishna disguised as the boatman. So this gives you a flavor of their activities. Next. We're missing a slide. Anyway, when they found out it was Krishna, you can imagine Radharani in the gopis' mood, but then the whole storm blows over and they all sail around Manasaganga. The gopis are all playing instruments and singing. Sometimes Krishna sings to Radharani and the gopis. Sometimes the gopis sing to him as they sail around a serene Manasagangi. Just imagine. And that's there for us. Just wait. We're down here trying to get to Walmart or seduce some woman. And what are we doing down here? That's where we should be. So Radharani was enthroned as the queen of Vrindavan. That's the whole pastime. Actually, Brahma installed her as the queen of Vrindavan. Vrishabhanu, what is it? Vrishabhanu Sutta. Yeah, Vrindavaneshwar, that's what I mean. She's the queen of Vrindavan, Radharani. So she is installed, and a queen has her court. So Krishna, wants a position. Vishaka or Lalita, I forget which is which. One is the prime minister, one is the home minister. So she's the queen. She's got her court and her ministers. And Krishna shows up. He wants a position. They gave him a hard time. Lalita and Vishaka. What's your qualifications? Submit a resume. And Krishna gets a little ticked off on it. Finally, they say, all right, you can be the chief constable. So he's the chief constable. And one of his jobs was to go all over Vrindavan and announcing that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan. And he was what is it? Radharani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. So he's traveling all over Vrindavan, singing the glories of the new queen, Srimati Radharani. But Krishna was a little agitated that, they gave him a hard time. This is give you a flavor of the thing. So what did Krishna do? He secretly hid his flute in the cloth of Vishaka. And so, the chief minister, chief constable, he gives a report. He reports daily, how is the kingdom going? So he comes back and says, Krishna comes back before Radharani and all the gopis and says that, you know, I'm doing my job. I broadcast that you're the queen now, and things in general are going on nicely in your kingdom. But I do have to report one very serious thing. What is that? There is thievery even amongst your most intimate ministers. Oh, what is that? They're all shocked. And he reaches into Vishaka's cloth and pulls out the flute. She has stolen my flute. She's corrupt. She's, you know, a thievery at the highest level. Anyone know what Vishaka's response was? You're the chief constable. You can't even guard your own flute. You know, so it gives you a flavor. Next. This is not the print, but it's a similar one. It was really, anyway, whatever. It was there in Vrindavan, in the LA temple, this picture. And Prabhupada described it one day. You know, there was a picture of, you know, Mahavishnu. He was describing the different pictures hanging on the wall. This one is bogus. That's just some mundane love affair. Get that one out. So he was describing. And this picture is painting one of Krishna's pastimes. Now, if you see what's going on here, that's strong. Radharani is angry. She's mad at Krishna. Manaras, what's it called? Manabhav? Anger. Huh? Yeah, Bob. Okay, and here is Krishna, and he's trying to placate her. And he's given her his jewels, he's given her gifts, he's even given her his prized possession, his flute. All those are piled at her feet, and she won't even give him the time of day. She's looking the other way, you know, giving him the cold shoulder, as they say in America. So here's all the gopis watching the pastime. Here's Krishna trying to, you know, putting everything, even his beloved flute. She won't give him the time of day. But what Prabhupada said, she looks like she's looking away, but she's looking at Lalita. And she's saying, should I let him off the hook? Should I forgive him? Or should I hold out a little, let him stew a little bit longer? That's what's that. And it's not in this picture, but in the one, or I can't see it, but it was in the one that Prabhupada was explaining. There was Cupid in the bushes, and he had broken his bow and looking dejected. And Prabhupada said that there's so many mundane love affairs, and nobody actually is happy in them. But those are all arranged by Cupid, shooting his arrows, you know, and getting it. But Cupid's, you know, Romeo and Juliet and all that kind of stuff. But Cupid's pastimes, when he sees the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and the gopis, they're so much sweeter and intrigue and comedy, you know. Oh, we're late. So Cupid is completely defeated by the Madhurya Ras in Vrindavan. And this is a little esoteric, but here it goes. As Cupid shoots his arrows and they penetrate the heart, and people get completely enamored and inured and bewildered by mundane love affairs, Krishna shoots his arrows with flower arrows at the five senses. All of them become captured in thinking about Radha and Krishna. So that's he's Madan Mohan, he's the transcendental Cupid. Okay, so next, I'm just wondering if we should end here, because we're making the deities, they agreed that they needed a little extra time and they would wait. But I think we should end here. I'll do these some other day. I've got some other pastimes, but I think it's good that we end here.
This is the last slide.
Okay, next. Okay, we'll go back. Just now we should end. We'll tell some of that because I've got something I want to read too, but we'll do it later. Okay, next slide because it's nice. All right, there we go. Radharani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. So thank you for sitting so patiently. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Tapas Govardhan, thank you. It's not cheap, but it's wonderful. Don't take it cheaply. Don't think that we can get it cheaply, but get it at any price.